Evening, Bill. What a game for a neutral. It changed momentum both sides, but it's finished. Brighouse won, Sheffield won. Just give us your assessment on that.
Um, where do I start? We played well. Started off on the front foot. Started off with a brilliant attitude. Sort of caused them some real problems. Put them on the back foot. And obviously got the resultant penalty. It weren't a sending off. I don't think there was a sending off in the game tonight, to be quite frank. Yellow card. It was definitely a penalty, but it weren't a sending off. Ball was still bouncing around. We go 1-0 up. Obviously, then it's one of them situations then where they get a couple of injuries to key players in key areas. They're having to shuffle the pack. That give them that worlds against us mentality, which they rode really well. And one thing they are dangerous from is set pieces. Said that before the game. That's their strengths. They're trying to get balls in the box and use their height and attack aerial ability to cause you problems. And ultimately, that's what they did for the equaliser. It's a poor goal from our point of view. It's a free header, and then Brett knows he should do a lot better than what he did. 1-1, and then after that, it's a case of keeping your discipline with and without the ball. But again, the referee, he was extremely poor. I mean, we often huffed and puffed again, without really sort of creating any clear-cut chances. Keeper didn't have any shots to save that I can recall. Neither did ours. They were sort of really gung-ho at it, and it was a bit of a seesaw. And then, the first sending off, Hayden, I just think, listen, I don't really like to berate referees, and I know it's a tough job and everything else, but it's not the first time I've had this one, and unfortunately, he's just not very good at his job. I say it, and I might be out of hot water for it, but he gets caught up in the emotion of it, and for whatever reason, he's sent Hayden off when it's he's not even really touched the lad. If anything, it's at best a yellow card. Pull his arm or whatever if he has done. That's dubious. And then the second red card, Haigie's jumped up with his back. His arms are at his side. He's jumped up with his back, and the referee's sending off for an elbow. So again, just because of the shouts, the kid's fine. He's sending him off for the shouts. So he gets caught up in the emotion of it, and that's what's happened today. The referee's got caught up in the emotion of it. We all have off days, but that's what's ultimately kind of might have been entertaining to an extent, but it's kind of ruined the game a little bit in terms of an overall performance and what could have been.
Yeah, I'm guessing based off that, Gaffy, we're looking to appeal both red cards.
And we'll have to look at them. I mean, definitely, we've been on the wrong end of that many red cards this season and been successful with appeals. I'll look at them tonight and tomorrow and see. I certainly don't think Haigie's was a red card. I was right in front of it. There's no elbows or anything like that, so we will appeal that one. And Aiden's, we'll have to look at what he puts in his report. It's as simple as that. So, that's it.
Yeah, but just looking at the actual performance, as you say, they were down to 10 men, they lost key men in defence, and I see that reshuffle, and you're thinking with the man advantage and the way they had to reshuffle, you're thinking, go on, get at him, causing problems. And I think, tonight, although there were a few chances in first half, second half, I don't think any team really created anything, did they? And I think just why both teams got the point, and but from our side, I think, a more bit of a disappointing side in terms of not taking advantage of that.
Well, our boys, they're beaten up. It's been a tough period. They're beaten up, especially after Saturday. The effort and the attitude and the emotional and physical sort of toll it took on them. No excuse. It is what it is, and it did. So there's that as well. There's that nervousness in the play because of the confidence is low because of the results, and it were evident in today's game in the performance. When they sort of sort of had that wounded animal mentality and come at us. We were a bit shell shocked by it and a bit nervous by it. We didn't really have that sort of spark to sort of liven us up a little bit and get us back on the front foot like we were in the first 15-20 minutes when we went 1-0 up. So it's difficult, you know. The lads, you know, they've been through a mill a bit, and you know, you've got to take the positives in it. And again, we've got a point that we didn't have before tonight, so we've got to, you know, again lick our wounded a little bit and get our spirits up and go again for Saturday.
Yeah, and obviously Saturday we travel back up for our rearranged game against Shildon, and you know, I don't want to put pressure on the game gaffer, but with what's coming up, you know, we'd say it's probably one of our biggest games of this season.
Listen, it's, you know, they're all big games. There's pressure on every game, so it's not a case of putting pressure on. There was pressure on tonight, there was pressure on Saturday, and there'll be pressure on this Saturday, obviously with them, and you know, they're hot on the heels. They've had a great win at the weekend against Stocksbridge. So you know, they'll be buoyant, and it's for us to sort of pick ourselves up, not off the floor. I mean, we picked ourselves up off the floor Saturday to get a result tonight, so that's the start of it, and use this as a foundation to go and get a result again on Saturday.
Yep, Phil. What a mate, safe journey home. See you Saturday.
Thank you.